You suggest like how we should approach the idea of mentoring people?
One, you have to have a genuine interest in other people. And in this case, generally speaking, there'll be maybe one or two generations your junior. Okay? Number two, you have to be prepared to give hard messages that won't, but you have to give them in a way that's genuine and a way that shows that you're empathetic.
Actually, I was reading Satyam Nedilla's book, and he talks a lot about empathy. That how empathy is so critical for a leadership, and to see that what you are doing is actually impacting human lives, right? So
Exactly.
so MBA, people come and go, right? Every year a person comes and goes, but every student there has been brought up a whole army of family members who support you. Then only you are able to sit in the class, right? And to be able to successful is your only option,
Yeah.
right? When you come from a different country, everything is different. So in that situation, you have a lot of pressure to be successful, to be perfect, to be on top of the list.
Right.
Right? That's the goal of being able to earn a living and settle down here. Right?
Well, I think that's also the role of a mentor, is to be able to give and instill that self-confidence that you can do all this stuff. Someone from PwC, I remember them asked me, what do you do at Ryerson University? Well, my initial comment was, well, I'm in the business of selling self-confidence. What? I said, I bet you soon. If I can create a communication with a young person, whether they be from Canada, from India, from Brazil, from Russia, the United States, doesn't matter. If I can create a trust bond, and I can say, no, Canoe, you're going to get through this with flying colors. And he takes away and says, my mentor says, I'm okay. Hopefully that will start to build a little self-confidence. Not gonna, one session, not going to do the trick. It's got to be several sessions over an extended period of time. Yeah. I remember saying to many people many times, boy, am I proud of you? And they would say, why? I said, because I don't think I would have had the courage at your age to get on an airplane, fly halfway around the world into a town I had no friends in, and start an MBA program. Wow. That in itself is a huge stake in the ground. Yeah. In terms of self-confidence.
Yeah.
And when you are in that stage, it's hard to believe what you just said.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's hard to recognize that effort.
Yeah, and so Canoe he was a hard guy to get in touch with. He didn't believe anything I said to him, so I had to keep saying, Canoe, come back next Tuesday. We're going to have another chat. Come back next Tuesday. We're going to have another chat. Come back next Tuesday. So eventually he's okay with it. I believe you. I'm just kind of kidding around, but I support what he's just said. Wayne, yes, I know you just told me that that's a big deal, but I've got to hear that maybe repeated 5 or 10 different ways, at different times, and whatnot, and eventually. And I've experienced this with several of the people I mentored over the years at Ryerson's MBA program, and they've all turned out to be fabulously successful. Now, I don't think it's because of me, but I may have given them just a little bit more of that self-confidence. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. You know, like the Barack Obama,
Yeah.
you know, presidential campaign slogan, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, I can. Very, very important to be positive and celebrate positivity.
Yeah.
So when you were young, and you said that you got married very young,
Yeah.
how you were able to build that self confidence in your career?
Well, you know what? I'm not so sure I built it off day one. I went to U of T, pre-meds, got through my first year, flying colors, got into my second year, hated it, absolutely hated it. Organic chemistry was a disaster. 5 courses in those times. If you failed one, you had to repeat the entire year. Guess what? I failed organic chemistry. Nope, not going back into pre-meds. So I changed universities, went to Guelph University, took economics and psychology. Couldn't get a job with my psychology degree. What did I do? Became a chartered accountant.
Wow.
CA, you know, and then back into the psychology piece because I wanted to help people. And that's, you know, so my career started off quite shaky with a failure. And I think part of my success in life was I always look back in that failure and said, you know what? I picked myself up by my bootstraps or whatever that phrase is, and I moved on.
Yeah.
And I was not going to let that failure sink me. And so maybe that failure was part of the reason why I had a very successful career at PwC, and then had a second career, relatively successful at Ryerson University. And now I'm onto this kick of mental health in Grey Goose counties, up in one of the nicest parts of all of Ontario.
All right. So I'm thinking that we can also do our tour of the house.
Sure.
Because I won't be able to explain the antiques that you have in the house, but I will try to.
Football by the entire Liverpool team in England. No, that is a decorative piece from the Navajo Indians in Colorado.
Yeah, it looks like something very indigenous.